Oh, do you guys know what time it is?
I think so.
Let's find out. Oh, it's
Taquito time!
Yay!
Till you come back.
Welcome to the Dynamic Duo podcast. This is episode 6. We're getting up there. I am PJ Johnson.
I am Robbie Wiscount, and we have a special guest. If you know him, you do love him.
David Arlumpalum.
And that's the right way to spell it.
Yeah, is that the right way to
Spell it.
say it? How you say it?
Say it. Okay. Spelling it is another story.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, let alone say it, so...
It's not that hard. Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to say Dave.
Dave works.
Dave.
Dave works.
Dave, yeah. Because wait, is it Arlumpalum?
You should just shut up at that point.
Oh.
You should have just not said it at that point because it sounded like crap. But it's alright, you know, you tried. You know,
Yeah,
at least you
yeah.
tried. A lot of people don't try. Especially
Yeah.
the teachers the first day of school, you know.
Yeah, they're just like,
David.
David.
And then like Arlumpalum. They're like, thank you, and the whole class starts laughing. I'm just like,
It's just my last name.
Yeah.
Just learn how to say it.
Well, I feel like teachers have to do that all the time. Like they go through roll call, and then they're like, oh man, this one kid's name I have no idea how to say.
no, but
Peter?
no, but the weird
Pater?
But the weird thing about it is the English teachers though. That's the weird thing because they're all like they know how to spell or they know how to pronounce it, but then like they go into they read the names and they can't even pronounce it right.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard. It really isn't. Like all you need to do is just sound out the syllables and then you got your whole thing.
What's the name most people say? Like, if they don't say it correctly, what do they normally end up saying?
Americans, I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna try to be mean, but Americans they have like that you know, like everything is like you know, like the So it's like, so like when it's supposed to be Arlumpalum, it's Aralampalum.
Aralampalam?
Or they just call me Oompa Loompa.
David Oompa Loompa?
if you have what's his name, Mr. Hildebrand, I remember like 7th grade, he's like David Arlumpalum. I was like, what? Like what is that? But like it's kind of sad because English teachers should know how to pronounce it, and it's simple. It's not that hard. I mean,
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah.
they get the hard things right, but then the easy stuff, they're like they don't know. They have no clue.
They look like a genius when they do.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
Looking at the
hilarious.
names, I'm like,
Exactly.
what the hell is going on?
Oh, do you guys know what time it is?
I think so.
Let's find out. Oh, it's
Taquito time!
Yay! All right,
What's
guys.
going
Thank
on?
you, Megan.
What's
It's
going
Taquito
on?
time with Dynamic Duo
We're
Podcast.
definitely not sponsored.
We're not, but we like taquitos
The pizza rolls. Those are
and pizza rolls.
Yeah. Dude, you eat awful, bro. Like the way
Okay.
you eat is just like,
You don't have to make fun of the way I eat.
It sucks. Like it's just like you never had food in your whole life.
Well, no, you always have that person, like, when you're eating in public, and then you're just, like, eating, doing your own business, and then literally the person next to you is like,
What people do you eat with? Are they okay? PJ
Is that
might
Robbie?
be joking.
yeah, that's Robbie.
That's me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like,
Well, never mind.
that
That sounds more like
sound
me.
like a chipmunk, bro.
I get that one. The first one I don't get. I don't sound like Darth Vader when I eat. I can feel time. Anyways, so our first topic of the day we're going to talk about, because we all know that Dave is a really big football fan, avid football watcher, and we like football. We appreciate it.
I
And
guess so.
there's one team that has made major moves over the offseason and has really made their team better. And that team would be the Cleveland Browns.
I was gonna say the Oakland Raiders, but no, I was kidding. No.
We can talk about them too.
No, I mean,
First question I ask you,
yes.
how far do you think the Browns will go? If far at all.
All right, I haven't seen their schedule yet, so I don't know what their schedule looks like. And the schedule comes out today, apparently, from what PJ has told me.
Yeah.
So,
They're gonna have a 2-hour special on ESPN.
ooh,
Mm-hmm.
if I had to say that, I'll tell you that they'll be a wild card team. I don't think they'll win the division because I think
Who's in their
Baltimore.
division?
You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's gonna suck like usual.
I think Pittsburgh's also going to suck. However, I think Juju is going to have a hell of a season.
Well, yeah, he's the only receiver that's actually like.
I know.
Better than Antonio Brown.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't think so. I think Antonio's a better player, but I don't.
On an Oakland team?
Wait, I think. You go.
I think the whole thing with Oakland was they had 2 star receivers, Jordy Nelson and then Antonio Brown, and then they released Jordy Nelson. Now he's retired. So I mean, I look at it now as the Raiders don't have that second piece.
Jordy Nelson was an all-star receiver.
Oh,
Last year he was not.
Oh no,
With Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
Oh, yeah.
he was an all-star receiver. That's the thing, though. I feel like Antonio Brown, I'm not saying that he's bad. He's a fantastic receiver, one of the best of all time. I'm not taking anything away from him. But if we're comparing who's going to be better this season, Juju or Antonio Brown, I think Juju will. I don't think Derek Carr is that good of a quarterback. That's my personal opinion. Why, you're shaking your head no, PJ.
No,
Why?
he's never been that.
I think he had a good year that one year.
He had one good year.
I mean,
Yeah.
I understand.
RG3 had one good year.
Okay, but that's different. RG3
Case
is
Keenum had one good year.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick had one good year.
he's a Harvard guy, man. Come on now. He's on the.
Zach Ertz is a Stanford guy. That man has had a good year every year.
Yeah. Last year it was just because Carson threw to him every single time. But
That's all
that's-
Carson does.
And that's the one thing I'm scared about for the Eagles, for Carson Wentz, because you keep throwing it to one guy, you don't
No,
get
I'm
everyone
telling you,
involved.
the difference, I'll tell you the difference between Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. Nick Foles, there's a reason they called him Big Dick Nick, alright? He had the balls to throw it downfield.
Yeah.
He would look downfield and throw it to Alshon Long or something like that.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Carson Wentz would do the opposite. If he was between throwing a short screen to like Wendell Smallwood or a running back that we had, Corey Clement, or looking downfield and seeing Alshon Jeffrey open long, he was too scared to throw that long ball, so he'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to give it to Corey Clement short instead. It's easier, and it'll work.
Mhm.
But that's the difference, because Carson Wentz has to throw it long. Meanwhile, Nick Foles can throw it long and will throw it long.
But you're talking about Carson Wentz from last year. Carson Wentz from the year before when he wasn't injured is different. Because he would throw that long ball. He would make the extra play to throw to Nelson Aguilar.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean the first play, the first awesome play that we ever saw of him was when he had that roll out to Nelson Aguilar, broke 3 tackles, and the rest is history. So last year, I feel like Carson Wentz was just a different guy because he had all this pressure from the injury, being like, "Oh, you can't be mobile anymore. Like, you know, you can't take the risk and things like that."
That's another question. Do you think Carson Wentz this year will play like he did last year, or he'll play like he did 2 years ago, or play completely differently?
I'm gonna say this, and I like the question because I was gonna say if he does not play the way he's played before in the past, where he was actually pretty good, and they don't make the playoffs, I do think you need to find a new quarterback. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that question to my question. All right, PJ, you answer this.
Yikes.
Would you keep Carson if he doesn't play well this season?
Well, I'm gonna bring up something else. This is his contract year.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he has to play the way that he. See, everyone. I think no one would argue how great he can be. Like when you see a quarterback play at the level that he did in 2017, there's no argument. I mean, I don't think anyone would argue that he should have. Like if he kept playing the way he was going to play, he probably would have been MVP.
Easily.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
No doubt, yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, we have the same thing with the Sixers. Joel Embiid. He could be one of the greatest players, like, as a Sixer, but, you know, when he plays, he's awesome. Same thing with Carson. When he plays, he's awesome, but the injury's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Even in college, he had injuries galore.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tough
I'm
because...
curious. This is my question to you. I know my answer, but I think I know your answer too, because we're kind of biased to the Eagles.
What is
Not gonna lie.
what is your answer?
Dave, I do want to hear your answer here. So that draft, Jared Goff went first.
Yeah, bust.
Carson Wentz
He's a
went
bust.
too.
I hate him.
You don't like Jared Goff?
I think he's probably the worst quarterback I've ever seen play in a Super Bowl ever.
Really?
Seriously, that was
Really?
probably the worst game ever. You had
I agree with that. The Super Bowl game, I agree with.
that
But you can't-
interception.
But you can't look over everything you did in the regular season.
Okay, but dude,
I'm playing devil's advocate here because I think Carson Wentz is a much better quarterback than Jared Goff.
I think he's the best quarterback in that draft.
But I'm going to try and support him, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to keep trying to defend Jared Goff. But you saw what he did regular season. He played really well. You can't deny that.
I guess.
He did play really well regular season.
No, he played good enough to win.
That's all you need.
They
in the
played
NFL.
against teams that are not really big now. I mean, look at that NFC West. If that team played the Seahawks in 2013, they would have gone killed. I'm dead serious. That Seahawks team was legit.
Yeah.
Harsh. I mean, you remember that, right? So you look at it now. That division sucks. You have the 49ers that didn't have a quarterback. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo went out like the first 2 weeks. Then you had
they were undefeated.
Yeah, the 49ers make us laugh because Dave Zimmerman happens to love the 49ers.
Oh, Dave.
And when they first got Jimmy Garoppolo, when they first came over, they won their last 4 games. It's like, oh my God, Jimmy Garoppolo's never lost a game. Dave was like, 49ers are gonna be undefeated next year. It'd be so good. He was jokingly saying it, but it was funny. I think he kind of believed it.
No, I believed it too. I actually thought the 49ers could have a chance.
I believe they had a chance, but not going undefeated.
No, I don't say go undefeated because they played. I think the NFC is a way talented conference than the AFC. If you look at it, you have New England that dominates the AFC, and then you have every year there's a different NFC team that is dominant.
Right.
Did you see Russell Wilson's new contract?
Oh yeah.
Highest paid.
There were rumors going around saying, "Oh, Russell Wilson might not be for the Seahawks." They paid him money, and a video of him and his wife in bed, and he was like, "Can't wait to play for Seattle, loving it," because he got a lot of money. Why would you want to go anywhere else then? Like, okay, whatever.
I don't know. I think he's just gonna be a Seahawk guy for life.
Yeah, same.
That's the way I look at it.
But I have another question for you. You hear Aaron Rodgers allegation and how he's not a good leader and all that.
Yeah.
His wide receivers coming out saying that.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
That's BS.
If he came to our team that offseason, you would have been hyped.
All right, so now I want to go into what would have happened because it was definitely possible. Like when LeBron had that special and he was talking with his friends and he was like, "Oh yeah, you almost went to Philly." I mean, here's the thing. You said we might have gotten Jimmy. That was a really bad situation in Minnesota, so he definitely would have been traded.
Yeah.
Would he have wanted to come with LeBron?
I don't think that would have been the reason. I don't think it would have been Jimmy saying he wouldn't want to come here. I think it would have been the Timberwolves sitting there going, "Do we really want to make the Sixers that stacked?" That's why I said it might not happen because teams do think about that.
Well,
if you say the Warriors, say you want to trade the Warriors, and you're sitting there and you're like, Jimmy really wants out, and the Warriors offer you Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, 2 first-round picks, something like that for him, something like that. That would probably work. But they're sitting there and they're like, you know what? No. They're sitting there and they're like, I really want this deal, but do I really want to give the Warriors Jimmy Butler? Do I want to do that? But that might be the turning point.
No, but just imagine, right? You have all these all-stars. Look at the Golden State Warriors. They're actually going to fall apart eventually because you look at Draymond Green and Kevin Durant going at it, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, I think this is Kevin Durant's last year.
No, I can't wait for next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is KD's last year as a Warrior.
Yeah.
I think it's Clay's last year as a Warrior. And it's definitely Boogie's last year. He already came out and said that to begin the year. Steve Kerr came out and he said, we have him on a 1-year loan.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
Well, speaking about that, wait, did anyone see the clip of the 60 Minutes? When the interviewer said, hey, do you...
Yeah, the interviewer said, this is a serious question. Do any of you see yourself, after all that you've accomplished for this team, for the Warriors, do you guys see yourself on a different team, ever? And Iggy was the only one to speak. And he was saying stuff, and, he was laughing, and he was like, no way, pretty much. These young guys all the time.
Old guys.
Yeah, and, Iggy was laughing, Sean Livingston was laughing, and Steph Curry was laughing. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson were there, looking away from the camera, looking around,
they
twiddling
didn't
their
say
thumbs.
anything. They were like...
they were twiddling their thumbs we've been busted, because, we don't want to be here.
Yeah.
They were just sitting there. They acted like they wanted nothing to do with that interview, and they wanted out of the team right there. If Klay came to Philly, oh my goodness.
I mean, look at all...
I would be so perfectly fine with Toby leaving and JJ leaving if we got Klay Thompson.
I will give Jimmy all the money and Klay all the money.
Yeah. We don't need to sign anyone else in the offseason. If we can get Jimmy and Klay, my goodness.
But if you look at the Philadelphia sports teams now, they're dominant.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Eagles. We
Took
don't.
them long enough.
Yeah, for a very long time. I mean, like what the Eagles. I mean, like.
Oh yeah. By the way, I just gotta put this out there because it hasn't been out there yet. We do have an Indianapolis Colts fan in here,
Oh.
which is Dave. We haven't brought that up yet, but he is not a Philly fan.
I'm not, but I will support them if they're going against New England or whoever the hell I hate.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look, I'll support the local sports team. I mean, I'm not gonna hey, I hate them and all.
Yeah.
It's just like whenever we play you guys, it's like okay. I mean, I think
Why Indianapolis?
I was just about to ask that.
why Indianapolis? All right, so you want to know the first game I watched? First
Let me
game
hear
I actually watched was the 2009 AFC Championship game. It was the Jets and Colts game.
It was Peyton Manning, right?
Peyton Manning at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually started falling in love with football.
Yeah.
And then they lost.
So it's
that
just
year. They
'cause-
lost that year in the Super Bowl.
You were here still, right?
Oh yeah, I was here. I mean, I've been here since 2006.
Yeah.
But I never really paid attention to football until
Mm-hmm.
until third grade. I was in 2009. I was in third grade, and literally I just liked them.
So basically, what you did was your dad watching it, or you just like,
my dad's not a sports guy.
So
Oh my
you're
gosh.
sitting there at home and you're like, oh, we turn the TV on, and you saw the
Well, because
AFC
at
game.
the time I had this one friend that was informing me how to play football and that stuff, and I was
Did
like,
he
"Oh."
like the Colts?
No, he didn't. He was like a Phillies guy.
The Eagles, yeah.
But then the weird thing is how those people that had so many jerseys of different teams.
Yeah.
He was like that type of person. So
No,
every day
So,
he'll
like,
walk
the good
in
players.
with, he'll walk in with a Brett Favre jersey, and the next day he'll walk
Yeah.
in with Adrian Peterson or whoever.
Yeah.
The next day, and I was just like, oh okay, football, all right, and the kids at the time would play football. The
Yeah.
guys. On the playground.
So why did you decide to watch that game though? It was like just on, and you're like,
It was
you know what,
on.
let
It
me
was
give it
on.
a shot.
Yeah, give me a shot.
And you turn it on, you're watching, you're like, wow, this is pretty good. And you decided, I like the Colts.
Yeah.
The Colts win that game.
Yeah, they won that game 29-17.
What if they lost? Would you have been rooting for the other team?
No, it was the Jets. Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez. My gosh.
I'm talking about third grade, Dave, not now, Dave.
Bro, no.
So if the Jets won, you still would like the Colts?
Yeah, I still like the Colts. I mean,
Then why'd you pick
I
the
liked
Colts?
them when they went 2-14 that year without Peyton Manning, bro.
Well, why did you decide to start liking them though? Tell me why. Tell me why.
I don't know, bro. I really don't. I'm not a front runner. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be like, oh, I like.
I mean, obviously you're not a front runner, you like the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone down on them, especially you this year.
Okay, I will admit I
1-5,
doubted them.
David. 1-5. Woo! And the next thing you
Okay,
know-
they did come back. I give it to you. You have Marlon Mack, who's pretty good.
What?
He killed it in my fantasy team.
Yeah.
And you have Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck
He's
is an
back.
animal. I'll admit that. He's an animal.
He is an animal. Love the dude to death. Though sometimes I wonder about his interview.
Oh, his interview skills are
His
ridiculous.
personality is.
That was my impression
yeah?
of Andrew Luck.
I think he's
Okay.
maybe Polish. I'm not sure.
He's Polish?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he's Polish. I think he's got big teeth. He's like, oh.
No, I do think no because he did play soccer in overseas in Europe somewhere.
Wait,
He was
wait,
a
wait,
kid
wait,
when he was a
wait.
kid. So
Andrew Luck played soccer.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I read about that. Yeah,
I couldn't imagine this man
I couldn't imagine either.
like
I mean.
this man looks like he has no brain cells.
He's a caveman. What do you expect? There's a Twitter account. It's called Captain Andrew Luck, whatever.
Oh, God.
And it's like dearest mother or something. And he talks about each game and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But it fits the whole personality of Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Because that's just how he is, his big beard and all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I wonder if he plays around with that.
His beard?
No, just like
I mean, when I had a thick grown beard, I play with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like David
No,
with his
no.
Freddie Mercury mustache.
no, I mean like
No, the purr stash. How about that? Oh God, everyone gets on my ass. for that.
Exposed.
Exposed, yeah.
No,
18
that
years
was-
old, lawsuit if I touch a small girl.
Hot take. Hot take.
didn't think we were having hot takes today.
You never know when hot takes will hop up.
You're right. We had like 6 last podcast.
Oh, we had a lot. You should
Who-
listen to
wait,
that if you
who was
haven't.
who's the what's his name? Who was on the left?
Fake fan. Kermit the Frog, actually. We had Kermit the Frog last
We
episode.
got Kermit on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're the follow-up.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know how you can follow up past after Kermit the Frog, Dave. It's gonna be hard. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna talk about football. Still, obviously. This is like a football episode, pretty much.
All right.
We're gonna talk about who do you think the top 5 at the main positions are. So, let's go quarterback first.
Top positions.
Let's do quarterback first. Top 5 quarterbacks. Who's number 1? Who do you think the number 1 is?
Number 1.
Patrick Mahomes. I think Mahomes is the clear number 1.
I don't think they'll be that dynamic.
After last season?
I don't think they'll be that dynamic.
I don't know.
I don't think so. They need to get that defense going, and I don't think that defense is ever going to get better.
I agree with that, but all right, here's a different question. Do you think if the Chiefs had a chance to go on offense last year in the playoffs against the Patriots, do you think that they would have won?
Yes.
I think so too. If they had a chance, I think they would have won.
You know what? I think everyone underestimated the Patriots so much. And they do this all the time. You know.
No, I agree with that.
Whenever,
I'm just saying that the Chiefs were so good and their offense was so stacked. If they won the coin toss, they would have won. They would have won.
And I do think they're going to eventually change the overtime rules.
Yeah, I was reading something about that recently, actually. Like, the NFL put out something.
Because
I think it's, like, up for vote right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the teams that I wanted to see was New Orleans and Kansas City.
Yeah.
And both games went in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams, Breeze...
the Saints game was...
I'll tell you why I won.
That was rigged.
I'll tell you why I won. After the Eagles were out, obviously. Based off the regular season matchup of the Chiefs and the Rams, if the Super Bowl game was as intense as that game was, do you know how crazy it would have been?
No, I don't think it would have been the same.
I don't think it would have been the same either because the Rams were not the same team in the Super Bowl as they were in the regular season.
Such a boring Super Bowl that was.
It was terrible. Terrible.
There was a poll and it's like, well, why was it so boring? Because the Patriots won, the halftime show sucked.
Who did perform? Oh,
yeah, they're so memorable.
No,
they were good.
No, they're not. The halftime show is not the same anymore.
What do you mean?
It's not the same anymore.
Time out. I'll admit, the only time I was standing on my feet in that entire Super Bowl was when SpongeBob appeared in the halftime show.
SpongeBob.
I stood up and went, oh my goodness! And he was there for like 3 seconds, Dave.
Everybody loves SpongeBob.
That's true. That's facts.
That was the highlight.
Facts.
And then you have Maroon 5 who's wearing a freaking sleeveless t-shirt and decides to take it off. And you're just like, okay, like that's great. Like,
do you like Maroon 5 though? Like
they're not good. They're not good live.
Well,
I'll be honest with you. They're not good. I don't think they're good at live. I don't think they're
hot
good.
take.
Adam Levine is like a great voice though. His
His
guitar playing is really good.
Okay, are we listening for the guitar playing or are we listening for the voice?
Or are we listening for his shirt to come off? I don't know.
No, I just think he's a good performer.
So you like it when he takes his shirt off, PJ?
Oh, Sarah, we got alert!
He's speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Speechless.
We're not like, I don't know. I just think
I think it was boring because it was boring. It wasn't because the Patriots won. If it was a good game, I would have loved it. Like, for example, when the Patriots came back against the Falcons, I was about to go to bed. I clearly remember. I was about to go to bed, and the Patriots scored, and I was like, wait a second. This is their first touchdown in a long run. I was like, wait a second. You know what? I'm going to watch a little longer. Because, like, the rest of my family went to bed. It was just me down there. I was like, okay. I think you came over, PJ. I think you left at, like, halftime or something because it was a terrible game. And then I was sitting there.
Wait, what?
I forget. I'm not sure. Someone was over at my house. It may not have been you.
Alright, I don't think it was.
I don't think it was either. But I was sitting there, like, they just left to go home. And I was watching the game. I was like, alright, I'll watch a little bit more, and then I'm going to go to bed because this is a terrible game. It's late.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and they started to come back. And I was like, wait a second, Patriots have a chance. They have a chance. I started rooting for the Patriots. I'll admit it. I started rooting for them because it was a crazy comeback. That was a ridiculous game. I was like, no way they come back and do this. No way. No way. Oh my goodness. No way. Oh my goodness. And they had me freaking out after every moment.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. That's with any playoff sports. When your team isn't in it, you always look for a good game.
Yeah.
Competitive. That's like, I mean,
I root for the underdog too
right now. I mean, that's
the thing. Me personally, I root for the Sixers, but that last playoff game, game 2, when we whooped them, it wasn't that entertaining. I like it when it's close.
Well, all right. Here's the thing.
If I was between a close game
Here's
or my
the
team
thing.
winning, I personally would pick close game.
No.
I'm being honest.
No,
I'm a
I
viewer.
wouldn't.
I'm a viewer.
No, I wouldn't.
I like those games.
I enjoy.
It's a hot take.
I enjoy
but
the-
I like it.
I enjoy the blowouts.
No,
because you see how dominant your team is.
Yeah.
And how
how you couldn't be.
Because I'll be honest.
I get that, but it's just not that entertaining to me. I'm
Well,
just
it
sitting there
is,
like, oh,
but-
yay.
Okay,
Until we
take it for example, the Warriors and Clippers games. Yeah.
That wasn't.
We watched that live. It was a great game.
It came back to the point where it was close, and then the Clippers won.
Well,
I wouldn't want that to happen to my team if it was a close game.
well, first of all, if I
Landry
was a
Shamet
Warriors
won the
fan-
game, and I would have loved that.
Wait. I saw a tweet. You know how Warriors blew a 3-1 lead?
Yeah, they blew a
They
31
blew
point
a
lead.
31
Yeah.
point lead.
Yeah.
Yo, that was so like I remember like we were making T-shirts at the time, and literally
I remember us looking in and it would blow out and we were like, oh yeah, Warriors.
it was a
win.
31 like it was a
Yeah,
30
it was
point.
like
I'm like,
at the point where it was like 31 points. Like
Warriors,
the third quarter, we're like okay,
they got it,
So
whatever.
we decided to make more merch. You know, promoting the merch a little bit here, but we decided to make more merch. We kept making it, and we just finished. And
Yeah,
I was like, oh, PJ, what's the score? He walked in, he went, oh my goodness. I was like, what? He goes, it's a 5-point game. I said, no way, you're kidding, right? Warriors are up by 5. They're like, all right, now we gotta watch this game. Walked in, Clippers won. It was ridiculous. And the best part of that entire thing was the fact that our boy, our ex-Sixers boy, Landry Shamet, hit the 3. Hit the game-winning 3. That's
Against
ridiculous.
Steph.
Against Steph Curry, in his face.
I hate Steph.
Just
Curry.
kidding, it wasn't in his face. He was wide open.
I just hate Steph Curry.
Wow.
One thing that pissed me off about Steph Curry was in that game, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It was in that game. He was dribbling up. It was right when Landry Shamet hit the 3. They're down by 2 or 3. They're down by 3, right? Warriors were down by 3 then?
Down by 2, they
2?
could have if they got
Yeah,
the
all right,
three,
so
they
they're down by
could've
2,
won.
and Steph Curry is bringing it up. And obviously at that point in the game, they're either going to give it to him or Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant fouled out. Their team was very, very different when Kevin Durant was in the game. Like, they were much calmer and cooler, and they're like, oh, you got this. Because Kevin Durant had the ball, and he was fine with it. Like, these are his moments where he shines.
Yeah.
He got fouled out. So now it's up to Steph Curry to lead the Warriors. And the last time Steph Curry had to lead the Warriors was like their 15-16 season when it was just him and Clay and Draymond. Kevin Durant, I'm going to go out and say it, that Kevin Durant has been leading their team since they got
Oh, no, definitely.
I agree with that. But the thing that pissed me off with Steph is the fact that he went down there, was dribbling around people pretty much. And that was fine. And he kind of got open, had some space, put up a 3. It was Steph Curry 3. Like, you kind of thought it was going in. You're like, oh, yeah, it's probably in. And Steph Curry, like when he turns around and runs away before it goes in, he half did that. He started walking away, like with his hands down in the 3-point motion. He was walking away, but he was still looking at the ball. Banged off the back of the rim, missed it. All right? And then I forget what happened after that. I think the Clippers got the ball.
Yep.
And then the camera like zoomed in on Steph, and he was pretty much like smiling, laughing, and shaking his head like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But why are you that cocky with the 3 on the line to continue the game? Like, he's that... I get the cockiness, right? Because he can be cocky. But he's that cocky. If you're going to be that cocky at the end of the game, it better go in. It better go in.
That's why they don't ever celebrate when you're losing.
Yeah.
Well, he did the same thing against the Sixers. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
When they were down, like when the Sixers beat Golden State, like the second, that was an awesome game, by the way. Hope we go to a 7-game series with them. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Anyway, Curry literally, like, he wasn't making anything in the fourth quarter. He was making everything in the first 3, but then in the fourth quarter, he literally just threw it up. He's like, all right, I got it. He walked around and didn't go in. That was the game.
Yeah.
He does it a lot.
So what was your question?
I don't think we have.
Wait, you had a question. It's like, what are the top?
Oh, yeah. We didn't answer any of it.
You answered it. Then we went from Patrick Mahomes to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I saw that. All right.
First thing
We'll
that
go
comes to your mind, top 5.
I told you, Patrick Mahomes is number 1 for me.
Alright, number 2.
Go. You guys do your number 1s first, because I gotta think now.
See, I don't know. Are we talking like just this year?
I was gonna say, are we talking about quarterback-wise or team-wise?
Wait,
I was thought it was team-wise until you said positions. I was like, all
No,
right.
I'm talking about like position-wise, like
Alright.
team. But I'm saying like we're talking about because I kind of want to say Aaron Rodgers, but like his team record doesn't show that. But then again, I don't want to pick teams like
It's like saying if Aaron Rodgers was with
That's what I'm
Bill
saying.
Belichick,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So is that how we're gonna base it off of? I didn't see that.
Yes.
So Patrick Mahomes, I think, is number 1, just because he's so young and he's so good. All right.
But are we alright? So another clarification.
Okay.
If we pick like Aaron Rodgers, are we basing it off of like his overall career, or like
you could
like his ability?
Yeah,
I'm saying you can base it off overall.
It's
career
like a
if you want,
fantasy
but I'm
draft.
not
Like, if
saying
he was
that.
with the Eagles-
I'm gonna say based it off like right now where the NFL is now, because I'm gonna say Patrick Mahomes, like where it's at right now. Number 2, who I think like would thrive the most if they were on like a Bill Belichick team or on a team that's winning, would be Aaron Rodgers. So if you put Aaron Rodgers where Patrick Mahomes is on the Chiefs, I think he'd do just as good.
So you're telling me you're gonna put Tom Brady under those 2 guys?
Yeah.
And he's
I'm
won
not even-
6
no.
Super Bowls. He leads almost
Dave, I get that.
every
Dave, listen to me,
every
listen to me.
single passing
Dave,
record.
listen to me. I'm talking about next season, all right? Who I
Alright.
think's gonna be good next season.
Okay.
Not only do I hate Tom Brady, which is probably why I haven't put them there yet, but he's like an old man. He's gonna get crippled at some point.
Well, you have to
Let's
understand.
be honest. Like 40.
The game has changed to the point where they're protecting quarterbacks now.
I get that.
So now you.
I get that.
So if you look at him, you're like, oh man, like come on, man. Can you just retire, man? Can you
Pretty
run
much,
some
yeah.
break? No, it's not gonna happen. And there's a pretty good chance he could play till 45 because the rules are changing every year.
But Tom Brady is the LeBron James of the NFL. Again, his regular season Tom Brady and his playoff Tom Brady are two different people.
No, Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan.
Okay. I don't want to get into that debate, but I'm saying like who's playing right now.
All right.
I'm not going to compare. Right. I'm not going to talk about
We're
that.
doing legends.
But
then,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tom Brady right now at the moment is LeBron James of football. His regular season and his playoff are different. I'm not going to say in the past years it's been different because it has been the same. But this year is a perfect example.
Oh yeah.
His regular season was not the best at all. Not the best at all.
Mm-hmm.
And his playoff was different.
I feel like that's every year
Different.
though. Like every year, like man, the Patriots are off to a slow start, and then they're like, wait, but they're in the Super Bowl.
It's the same thing with the Warriors too.
It's every year.
Past that one like record-breaking season they
That
had,
makes no sense.
the Warriors had started off slow and they're like, oh no, like the Warriors might like lose this year. Not that good. Oh no, like they weren't the 1 seed until like 3/4 of the way into the season. But they started off slow and like really bad. Like I think they started at like 2-8 or something. People are like, the Warriors are terrible. Like they're gonna suck this year. I feel like their players have learned from their one record-breaking season that they shouldn't try and use all of their energy up pretty much. Like they gotta save it for playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's why they changed. Like when they used all their energy regular season for that record-breaking season, they lost in the finals because they were so run down and tired because they tried their hardest every game. I'm not saying they're not trying their hardest in the other games, but I feel like they're trying to like conserve some energy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And it's like that's why they say if this year, New England was close to not getting a bye. If you look at it, they won what 11 games?
Mm-hmm.
They were 11-5 or something. I'm not even sure, or like 12-4.
It was one of those.
Yeah, one of those. I mean, they were so close to not getting a bye, and they have to be very lucky that Houston lost to the Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If Houston won against Philadelphia, they would have to go play. I think the Chargers.
Can we talk about the way the Eagles got into the playoffs though?
Oh man.
The Bears, man. The Bears single-handedly got us there, and then we beat them first round of the playoffs.
Parky.
Wait, can we
Cody
talk about how we
Parkey.
never answer a question?
We never answered the question.
Yeah, I know. We'll get back to that. But
Alright.
it's good. We're talking. We're getting off track. I get that. Just keep talking, dude. Yeah, we're at 46 minutes right now.
It's
We're
gonna
fine.
flow. It's gonna flow. We're
It
just
is,
gonna
it's
go
flowing.
into new stuff.
Okay, then we'll go back to the actual question.
Alright.
Because I already know who I have next. It goes Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Drew Brees for me. Where you at right now, Dave? Dave, go to your top three. And I gotta think
You
of a
need to
fourth.
name one more player, bro. One more, just one more.
Me?
Just say it, yeah.
I'm not saying Tom Brady.
Then who? Nathan Peterman?
I don't want to say this because you're here, but Andrew Luck.
Andrew
I might
Luck.
go Andrew Luck at 4.
Ooh!
Yeah, I didn't really want to say that because you're in here.
Ooh! Okay.
I'm not going to say Wentz in here, even though I'm biased. I'm not going to say Wentz because I don't know how good he's going to be this season.
No,
So he's not in my top 5.
I will always consider Wentz better than Dak Prescott. He
No,
can make
yeah.
Dak Prescott can't make the
Because you keep asking me where he's at. I guess I'll go with Phillip Rivers. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'll be
Tom
honest
Brady,
with you.
number 5.
He's so underrated because
He is underrated.
Because he plays with probably the worst squads ever.
I'll tell you this. He is the best quarterback to never win a ring.
Yeah. No
Best
doubt.
quarterback to never win a ring.
Oh, Jim Kelly too.
I would say he's better than
4
him.
years of Super Bowls and they could never win. In Buffalo. Come on.
Man, that
Have the
sucks.
Chargers ever made the Super Bowl though? Like with Phillip Rivers? I don't think they have.
No, never.
They had a chance this year. They had a chance last year. The chance before that. It's not like he doesn't have the weapons. He has the weapons. They have the team to make it. They just don't.
I mean, he had LaDainian Tomlinson at a point in time.
Yeah.
Oh, that year when he tore his ACL and still played that year against New England? Oh, God, bro. I mean, that was a close game. So, for me,
Let me hear your top 5.
top 1, I've got to go with number 1. It has to be Drew Brees.
I see that. I was between Mahomes and him for 1. Or not 1.
I think something about Brees is just he's accurate.
No, I like Brees.
Just
I
the
like
way
Brees.
the flow, like with how he handles the game, how
I
it
was between
flows.
2 or 3 with him.
Yeah.
Could
2,
have been 1, but
Pat Mahomes.
yeah.
3,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say Andrew Luck.
No.
I'm probably gonna
no.
put him at 5.
Okay.
So I'd say if we're gonna look at statistics and all that stuff.
He's gonna say
He's
it.
gonna say it. You're gonna say it. Just say it.
Just say it.
Spit it out.
Just rip the
If I
band
had to
off.
say a good year, Phillip Rivers.
Whoa! Not what I was thinking at all.
Four would be Tom Brady.
That's what I was thinking for 3. But Philip Rivers.
Dude, I love Philip Rivers.
Wait, is that 4 or 3? At 3.
Three.
Wow.
Despite
Wow.
that he's never won a Super Bowl, despite that he's been in this league and he's getting up there, he can't take many hits. I still, to this day, think he is a quarterback that should never be underrated.
I'm gonna ask you this: who do you think the best young quarterback is right now? Not saying like Wentz.
Young-
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say like
quarterback.
either rookie last year or like maybe even rookie this year. Like Kyler. I'm not gonna say Kyler Murray because I don't know how good he's gonna be. That's what I was thinking you were gonna say. Me personally, I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson.
No.
Either him or Josh Allen.
Okay.
I like
the reason
both
why,
of them
The
a
reason
lot.
why
Does Wentz count?
Told you Wentz doesn't count.
Wentz
Not including
is
Wentz. I said like a rookie
3
last
years
year.
in.
Or a rookie this year.
Yeah, you're right.
I say Baker Mayfield because we've seen what he's done.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, we've seen what
This
Lamar Jackson
year.
did.
Now I don't know what's gonna happen this year. I hope nothing bad happens to that team because they have the pieces to get far.
They
They really
Yeah,
do.
well,
I just
that's
don't know about the
wrong.
head coach though. That's my only problem.
yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the schedule yet, so I don't know who they play.
No, but all I'm saying is that I feel like that Lamar Jackson could be amazing in this league, one of the best quarterbacks ever. But I feel like at some point the inevitable is going to happen, and he's going to get hit because he runs so much, and he's going to get injured. It's going to be RG3 all over again. His first season, RG3 killed it. Got injured, was never as fast as he once was never the same player.
Mm-hmm.
Never the same.
Well, that's the problem when you're like a mobile quarterback,
Mhm.
and when you get that taken away from you, you're just different.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way it is.
Wentz is. I hope he's not a perfect example of this.
No.
But Wentz might end up being an example of this.
I still think they should have kept Nick Foles. I really do think they should have kept him.
I saw one thing. I'll ask you how you feel about
All
this. I saw one thing about Nick and all that.
Actually,
And that if
this
we
will be
kept-
our last topic.
If we
All
kept,
right,
we
this
didn't
will
get
be
to
our
the other positions. I know it'll be last time.
No, it's okay. This will be our last
But
topic.
what did I say? Oh, but I saw one thing. I was watching. I forget what the show was, but it was some show, and it was one guy's take on what they should do.
Yeah.
He said we should keep Nick Foles and sign him. We should trade Wentz for Saquon. I didn't even think that would be a possibility because he said that. And I said I don't know why the Giants would accept that.
I like
Are you
But
on
let's,
crack?
I'm just going to imply that the Giants would accept this, okay? Let's say the Giants would accept this. Would
You
you
got
do
a
it?
forced trade on. All right, I'll give you my opinion. I'll give you my
Yeah,
opinion.
force trade on.
Everyone knows I'm a Saquon guy.
No, really.
I mean, he went to
Do
Penn
you go to
State.
Penn State?
Penn State.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved him at Penn State.
He.
Sandusky, you know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And that's all, folks.
Time out. I really feel like we should have just went all in and traded almost everything to get the pick. Not to get Saquon now, but like the pick where the Giants were at, we should trade almost all our picks that year and our picks for next year. He was the future.
I'm telling you,
There's
this.
no doubt about this, that he was going to be fantastic. We should have traded all our picks that year and like our first next year, and I would be fine with it. I would have been fine with it.
All right, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
What's the
The NFL doesn't value running backs anymore.
Because it's a passing game. It's
Yeah.
a passing league.
So, but also, he's going to be a generational talent. Like, that's, I don't think anyone would
It's a
disagree.
no-brainer. They were saying that at the draft. We should
But-
have traded for him.
But at this rate, the Giants are getting rid of all their players, so we'll probably have him by next year.
Think about it though. If they traded Carson Wentz for Saquon, then what do you do with Eli Manning? Because now you have to give a contract to Carson Wentz, and Eli Manning is like I think the one
I
player
don't
that
get what
has.
they're doing there. I don't get that. Why are they keeping Eli, Dave? Why is he? He's not good. He's not good.
You know what?
He was once all right, but he's not good.
I think
anymore.
everyone.
No. Have
No.
you seen him play? No, Dave.
No,
Dave.
no.
I get
Hold
you
on,
supporting
hold on,
other
hold on,
people.
hold on.
You cannot defend Eli.
Eli Manning, you have to understand Eli Manning, right?
No,
he's
he
not.
was
He's
great
not his
once.
brother.
No, he was, but I'm talking about now.
He's not.
He needs to be out of the league.
He is not his brother. You have to understand that. Like,
Yeah.
against his brother, he's 0-3. All right, so like that.
Okay.
That's like whatever. But like, cause I think his brother was more into the game, more mental.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand that. But I think those years that they went to the playoffs and all, you have to understand the last time they went to the playoffs, Odell and the wide receivers went on a trip to Florida.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. So like, it really wasn't his fault.
And they also made a commercial of him like holding Odell up, like spinning in circles.
Yeah.
No, but I don't.
I think he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Do they draft a quarterback this year in the draft?
They have
the Giants
to.
do it?
They have
the
to.
quarterbacks suck this year. I'm dead serious. I think.
I'm a big fan of Kyler Murray.
No.
I'm a big fan of Kyler Murray.
No.
Trace
They
McSorley.
compared him to Russell Wilson, bro. No. I'm sorry.
I like him.
I'm sorry. No.
Wait,
do you,
no, real
do you
talk.
understand his decision? Because he had to pick between baseball or football. And have you seen the contracts in baseball?
Oh, you go to baseball.
I feel like it's a
100%.
no-brainer to go to baseball. This man picked football. He's gonna be concussed, not even know his name in like 30 years, and have a good amount of money. But he could have
Did you just say you
330
like this
million.
dude?
No, I like Kyler Murray. Yeah.
So then you're literally just like on his ass now, man.
No, I'm talking about his
It's the
decision.
truth.
I'm talking about his decision. So football, he's gonna end up having brain trauma and being out of the league in like 15 years.
Everyone who plays.
Yeah, it's like the same story for everyone.
Yeah.
Baseball, on the other hand, he could be in baseball playing for like 20, maybe even 25 years.
And
Bryce Harper's got a
quadruple
$330 million contract. What's the max contract in football right now? It's Russell Wilson's new deal, right?
Yeah.
They got
$130 million over like 5 years.
That's nothing
That is
compared to
nothing.
Bryce
But you have to
Harper.
understand
Nothing.
sometimes, though. You
Nothing.
understand. The game, both
Nothing.
games are different. Baseball, I'll be honest with you, I don't even pay attention to baseball.
Yeah, but it
Why?
doesn't even matter. He's
It's
making
boring.
way more
But-
money and he's not getting hurt.
Alright.
No, but you don't have to know about baseball. Baseball, the way baseball works, a lot longer contracts, a lot more money. So it's basically their
A
whole
lot more
life.
boring games. Just like
I agree with that. I'm not trying to defend the sport of baseball. I'm trying to talk about his decision. Why would you pick football over baseball? I guess it's just his passion, and he loves football, and he likes it a lot more than baseball. But he's so good, he could do so much more.
He probably wanted more attention, to be honest with you.
That might be it. No, I
Because
think.
more people watch football than baseball.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why. This is probably the exact
Even
reason
though
why he did it.
baseball's
Because
still the American
baseball has the single A, the double A, the triple A, and then MLB. So in order to actually be on an MLB team, I think he was good enough. He'd be there in like a year or two.
Hey.
But it would have taken him a year or two, and I don't think he wanted to wait. I think he was between either A, going baseball, but he would have had to wait like 2 years or 3 years before like he actually got fame and all the stuff he wanted and all the money he wanted. Or B, go to NFL and start immediately, play in the league immediately, be like a starting quarterback for probably the Cardinals, start right away and be a franchise quarterback and get paid the money.
Yeah, but the Cardinals are gonna suck.
The Cardinals are gonna
Oh my god, bro! Like literally.
I don't get that. Why would they wasted a pick on Josh
The
Rosen?
coach is letting them play on their phones for like
Yeah.
a half an hour. Like who does that? Like you're definitely not gonna win games
Yeah.
by doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, bro, they're grown men. This is not like you're
I
teaching
know.
like students at Kingsway.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
What do you
just
think
saying.
they're gonna do with Josh Rosen? I don't get that. They used a first round pick on him last year, right?
You have to understand that whole franchise after Palmer and I think Bruce Arians. What's up, bro? What's up? Bruce Arians. That franchise is gone. It's gonna be gone for a very long time. I feel like that franchise is gonna be the next Browns franchise.
I can see that.
I feel
I
like
can see that.
it will be because one
I originally thought that the Raiders were gonna be the next Browns, and all the trades are going down, like Khalil Mack and all of that stuff. But their team's not looking bad now. Like all those picks they got, I was reading something about it, and they're like, oh, they traded this and this and this for this and this, and like, it all made sense. It was like, okay, I guess they didn't really lose much. But the thing that pissed me off the most was like after the second game of the Raiders season, John Gruden came out and was like, yeah, we really need a good end. We need like a good right end or something like wherever Khalil Mack plays. Like he's like we need like a good left outside linebacker, like really weak over there. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You had one and you got rid of him.
And you know what? A lot of people give credit to John Gruden for winning that Super Bowl
Yeah.
in 2002. It was not him. It was Tony Dungy.
Mhm.
It was Tony Dungy. That was his team.
What a guy.
What a guy. Yes.
I love that guy.
Tony Dungy? Oh, what a great.
PJ, who is he?
He's the Sunday Night Football guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm just testing.
Colts
Yeah.
head coach.
Yeah,
won the Super
yes,
Bowl.
yes,
with,
yes.
He loves Philly. He's a good
Oh,
guy.
he loves Philly, yeah.
He's a good guy.
You support Philly. He's like, I gotta go with my guy Nick Foles. This is how.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Philly man.
he's a Christian. Like we support our brothers. In Christ. Just saying.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
And on that note,
PJ, we didn't ask you your top five.
Yeah, you just like didn't answer any of the football questions, PJ. You just sat there.
No, alright. Well, answer your top five.
Answer your top five and we'll end.
Yeah,
well,
Top five quarterbacks.
I was trying to answer like 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
Alright, we'll answer it now. We're gonna
Okay.
end it with this.
No. Alright, you ready for this?
I'm
Yeah.
ready. Number one.
I gotta say number one, Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh.
If he was on a team and if he was healthy, come on, you can't tell me. You can't tell me no. Alright, so Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees,
Okay.
just because I mean in the playoffs he's deadly. Patrick Mahomes. I mean I hate Tom Brady, but there comes to a point when you win 6 Super Bowls.
There comes to a
like,
point where you're impressed by what he does. How I'll be honest with you, he's already getting started working out and all that stuff for football.
The thing is, do you think it's Tom Brady or do you think it's Bill Belichick? Because Bill Belichick has proven with every single quarterback, like that one year, Tom Brady went out.
Yeah.
Garoppolo came in, killed it. Garoppolo went out. Jacoby Brissett came in, killed it. I think there's another guy before him too who came in, killed it.
Well, actually,
I was waiting for them to put Julian Edelman at quarterback and have him kill it. You know how crazy that would have been?
That year, when Brady injured his ACL, they put Matt Castle in. Went 11-5. They didn't make the playoffs. They went 11-5.
But he still killed it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So
I would love to see Bill Belichick coach a different quarterback, but he's just not going to get the chance to because I'm telling you, once Brady retires, Belichick's out.
Well, he wanted Jimmy Garoppolo.
I know he did. And it made sense. He was a beast.
And, I mean, I don't know.
But I get Garoppolo's choice. Obviously, I'd want out. Like, if I was Garoppolo first getting there, training under Tom Brady, I'd be like, oh, yes, this is great. Can't wait to take his job. But Tom Brady's now, 42, or 40, and Jimmy Garoppolo's still sitting there on the bench, I thought this guy was going to retire 2 or 3 years ago. I'm 25, 26 now. I want to play and make money and go on a team and be a franchise quarterback. I want out.
I feel like that was the same thing. Well, not Nick Foles,
But Bill Belichick had to make the decision. Am I playing Garoppolo or am I getting rid of Garoppolo?
it was the same thing with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Brett Favre was he was
But he played past when he should have.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Brett Favre easily played past.
he went from the said I'm gonna retire and all, came back, signed with the Jets.
Yeah.
He said I'm gonna retire, signed, and then signed with the Vikings. And that year they were surprisingly good. And it was like, oh gosh, the Vikings! And then the Vikings, he blew that game in the conference championship with that interception.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, the Vikings are gonna be good again. And then that year, he just fell. He was just not good.
Mm-hmm.
And but just a minute, it's
ruined his legacy.
Oh yeah, he kind of ruined his legacy. But I know it would have been a great Super Bowl. Vikings and Colts, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre. Well, that did happen a few years back. It was a regular season game, and Manning won that. It was a blow. It was like a high scoring game. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I am deeply honored. I'm so honored to be a part of this podcast. I want to thank you.
We've been trying to get you on. We had a scheduling right.
It's always good. Nice. Spring break, I'm not doing anything. We didn't talk about Disney. Fuck.
Yeah,
but
we didn't talk about Disney.
It's whatever. It's already over an hour. I am so sorry. We just got caught up in talking.
Sorry. I like it when this happens. PJ doesn't. PJ he's been trying to get us through a 30-minute episode for a week or two now.
30 minutes?
We haven't gotten to
talk
it.
too much.
Yeah, I like flowing.
No, well, it's hard because you like to have the 30-minute podcast because that's a normal commute.
Yeah.
So you can listen to the whole thing or whatever, but an hour, I mean, when we're talking, the previous podcast was oh, this is good content, so it doesn't matter. But
it's just not good content. I thought this was good content.
No, I said
I mean, the next content I hope if I ever get back on this podcast would be politics.
Ooh, that would be a spicy one.
That I was actually kind of thinking maybe we should do it, but I was like, it wouldn't relate to football. So
we'll have you. Don't worry, we'll have you on again. Right. I definitely want to have you on around football playoffs. That's it for sure.
Well, I won't be here for football players. Let me go on, bro.
Oh my god.
Wait, where are you going?
Army, man.
Army, bro. Army.
Oh.
We'll FaceTime you. We'll have a FaceTime podcast. We'll get you on. Don't worry.
We'll call you in.
We'll call you in.
I'll be in a tank, rolling.
So who do you think's gonna win? Hold up! Grenade! Okay, Eagles win the whole thing. Bye.
I would say that. Maybe if they were back in the Super Bowl.
Nah.
But
well, that's been the podcast for today.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you, Robbie, for picking me up.
Anytime.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you setting this whole thing up.
Yeah.
And Megan for the food.
For Taquito time.
Taquito and pizza rolls and soda. That was nice. It was really nice.
Yeah. We try to make you welcome here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And if you want merch,
we'll see.
Okay.
All right.
That's been the podcast for today.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.
All right. See you next week.